Welcome back to this beautiful chateau. We were most charmed for our visit to Bruxelles-le-Chateau, so here are the photos that I took. Bruxelles-le-Chateau is a commune in the French department of Aveyron. Population count from 2004 is 177. The place is part of the district of Millau. It's a place that relies on tourism and one large furniture workshop. It is part of the beautiful villages of France, and it certainly is. In the centre of Bruxelles-le-Chateau stands Chateau de Bruce, a medieval castle with a history dating back to the 9th century. It is surrounded by very old houses and a small, fortified 15th century church with a Gothic interior and ancient tombs. It is dedicated to St. James of Compostela. Unfortunately, we weren't able to view this. The river Alrance flows through the village and flows into the Tarn just northwest of the village. A little further on is the bridge over the Tarn of the D54, which locally largely flows the Altrance and crosses the river east to the village via a 20th century bridge. In the village itself is a Gothic bridge over the Alrance, the Vieux Pont, and it dates from 1366. The castle and bridge are protected monuments. I do hope you enjoyed the photo shoot and, just enjoy. And if you're in the area, it certainly pays to visit, but not on a Monday morning, because then there's nothing open. And while we were visiting the chateau, I must mention the power was off. And so it was quite a limited visit, but we did enjoy it anyway. Roquefort is a sheep milk cheese from southern France and is one of the world's best known blue cheeses. Though similar cheeses are produced elsewhere, European law dictates that only those cheeses aged in the natural Roquefort Caves of Roquefort-sur-Soulzon may bear the name Roquefort, as it is a recognised geographical indication, or in other words, it has a protected designation of origin. It's time for another legend. Legend has it that the cheese was discovered when a youth eating his lunch of red and used milk cheese saw a beautiful girl in the distance. It's always got to be a girl in it. Abandoning his meal in a nearby cave, he ran to meet her. When he returned a few months later, that was some meeting, the mould, penicillin Roquefort, had transformed his plain cheese into Roquefort. Well, that could be one way. By the Middle Ages, Roquefort had become a recognised cheese. On the 4th of June 1411, Charles VI granted a monopoly for the ripening of the cheese to the people of Roquefort-sur-Soulzon, as they had been doing for centuries. Arriving at Papillon, one of the most renowned names in Roquefort cheese, we were told that the next tour would start in about half an hour. So we were allowed to take place by a television with film video material with subtitling in English so that we could already get the introduction, as our French was really below par and we knew that we would not be able to follow the guide. Once we finished watching that and the rest of the people arrived and the tour started, we were also given a book with pages explaining at each level what the process of the cheese making had been. And we had a fantastic guide, and he certainly addressed us in his really good English and just gave us a little bit of time. And he said to me, because I was the only one taking photos apparently in film, so he said to me, take all your time and we'll go back to somewhere if you like. So these are the images that I made.
Yes.
So that was our trip to Roquefort, and for me, a dream come true. There are 7 companies officially licensed to make the Roquefort cheese. Now it's no longer made in these caves, obviously, and this system has been kind of taken over because of the demand. So, you know, it's certainly the process itself of the penicillin and the mixing that into the cheese and the curing of it is the same, but these caves will no longer be able to cope with the volume. So it was quite a privilege to walk here and to get a bit of an idea of what the process had been like in years gone by. From what I understood is that the cracks in the cave, or you know, the little air tunnels that flowed, is what helped cure the cheese. It's a particular process that really is unique to the area. And although this really was what I wanted to see, a really nice part is yet to come, where we were allowed to taste various cured cheeses and obviously make our purchase, which we did. And once again, having a birthday had its advantages because I got extra cheese. Oh, what a lovely guide we had.
Avec ses arômes intenses et bien équilibré. Je n'utilise pas le mot fort parce que fort ça peut faire peur. Et en plus, on est en 2076. Donc Papillon est un précurseur de son de goût. €45.30, please.
Okay, we can talk
Yes.
for hours.
Okay, good, yeah. Would like to. Have you already been there?
Sorry?
Have you already been in Madagascar? Or have you already been in Madagascar?
Oh, no,
No, not yet.
It's too far away. Oh, no. I'm glad we are here in France now.
Have a nice travel.
Well, thank you very much.